Hello everybody, Top Ball here with left-handed knife reviews, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Benchmade 940. Let's get right into it. First up we have our facts and figures. This is going to be a 3.4 inch blade in S30V running on a set of washers. This handle is made out of anodized aluminum and measures in at 4.47 inches, and at the time of this review, this knife sells for $191.25 on Blade HQ. I'm going to put some items on the table for size comparison, as the actual dimensions of the knife will appear on the screen. First up, we have our unsharpened Dixon Ticonderoga pencil. We'll follow that with our Spyderco Paramilitary 2 left-handed. After that, we will do our Benchmade bug out. And last up, we will do the Hogue Doug Ritter RSK Mark 1 G2. Alright, next up we'll talk about Larry and my experience while using the knife. The 940 is a pretty nice knife to use. This was our first time dealing with an anodized aluminum scales, and the texture is okay. The size of the handle gave us a good amount of room for our hands, and we were able to hold the knife comfortably multiple ways. The overall thickness of the knife is thin, so a chef's knife hold really excelled with this knife. This knife has a good consistent lockup and deploys really well. The access life also makes manipulating this knife quite easy. Overall, this knife was pleasant to carry for review. Alright, let's take a look at successes. This is the quintessential fidget knife. Pops open, slides closed, pops open, slides closed. This is the knife that the Axis lock was built for. Well laid out thumb studs and this locking system create a perfect storm that needs to be fidgeted with. This knife is also a really good work knife. Metal scales and body combined with a washer action and a rugged blade shape and styling come together to make a knife that was meant to be pushed, even towards abused. Alright, next up, let's talk about what the 940 struggled with. The body of this knife is fairly smooth. The anodizing has a little texture to it, so it isn't slick, but it's smoother than I would prefer. The overall shape of the knife is also an acquired taste. The long and thin knives do excel at some EDC tasks and really excel in fine work, but for most items, we find kind of a flatter, taller blade a little bit preferable for what we see on a daily basis. All right, next up, we have our points of note. Points of note are neutral things we want to mention, but fall in that gray area between successes and struggles. Pocket clip on the 940 is not a deep carry pocket clip. There is not a lanyard hole present. The anodizing here, purple with the green, it's a little bit Barney, but overall the aesthetics of the knife are quite nice. The ergos on this knife were also very middle of the road. It has a long blade, so it kind of feels like you're missing a way to choke up comfortably. But the handle is really comfortable, and extended use was a breeze, so it kind of balances out. All right, next up we have everything that's left. The part of the knife review, we talk about everything left-handed. Pocket clip is reversible, so you're going to be able to put this on the left or the right side of the knife for both left and right-handed carry. Next up, you have your deploy. You actually have identical cutouts for both left and right-handed individuals to deploy the knife with the thumb studs. And you have an axis lock knife, which is going to give an identical experience for both left and right-handed individuals. So here you have one fully ambidextrous knife. All right, let's talk about our final thoughts and recap. This knife has survived 20 years, and there is a reason for that. This is a well-built knife with an amazing fidget factor, and it is made to work and work hard. And it works well for both left and right-handed individuals. We did feel that some of the traits are getting a little dated, and at the price point, there are a lot of really great options for both a work knife or an EDC knife that might leave this one in the dust. Overall, we do feel the features of this knife do merit close to the price point, but we do recommend shopping around a little bit. Benchmade has put out a G10 and a carbon fiber version in a way to kind of update this knife. There's also the 945, which is also a smaller version, which we would look forward to checking out. And overall, this knife was a really enjoyable knife to carry for review. We just don't know if it merits that price point. Thank you very much for joining me today. Be sure to subscribe for more great knife content. We'll see you next time.